Even at 62 years old, this man continues to have a body that many 30-year-old men would envy. Meet Marino, a 62-year-old Brazilian who is surprising the world with a physique that makes men of 30 and even 20 years old envious. While most men his age deal with the natural loss of muscle mass, Nil maintains impressive vitality. His case has drawn so much attention that he participated in studies and interviews revealing his habits and favorite exercises, which we must agree have been showing formidable results, considering that most men at 62 are suffering from sarcopenia. So today, you will see the routine and exercises that Nil claims are the secret to his longevity. Let's discover what makes this man extraordinary, analyzing his most important exercises and daily habits. Exercise number 1, mountain climbers. Mountain climbers are fundamental in Nil Marino's routine, as they strengthen the core, an area he constantly emphasizes as essential for a complete physique. Nil always says that a body with a weak core is like a building without a foundation. It will inevitably collapse over time. This explains why, even at 62, his abdominals remain so defined and functional. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is its hybrid nature. Mountain climbers perfectly combine the benefits of strength training with cardiovascular training, allowing you to burn calories while strengthening specific muscles. In just a few minutes of mountain climbers, you already activate the metabolism and stimulate muscles of the abdomen, shoulders, chest, and quadriceps simultaneously. To execute it correctly, start in a plank position with arms extended, core engaged, and spine neutral. Alternate, bringing your knees toward your chest, as if you were climbing a mountain, keeping your hips stable. The speed can vary according to your goal. Slower for strength focus, faster for cardiovascular benefit. A common mistake I see many people make is letting their hips rise during the movement, which drastically reduces core activation and transfers the effort to the shoulders. Another mistake is performing the exercise too quickly without control, which diminishes its benefits. Exercise number 2, cycling. Nil Marino has a special passion for cycling, an activity he has perfectly integrated into his daily routine. He chose this modality not only for its physical benefits, but also for the psychological component of being in contact with nature. Nil frequently mentions how these morning rides connect him with the world around him, something he considers as important for health as the exercise itself. What many people don't know is that Nil opted for cycling after realizing that, for his age and physical constitution, daily running was causing more joint impact than benefits. Cycling offers a low-impact alternative that can be practiced daily without excessive wear on the joints, especially knees and ankles. This exercise also provides significant gains in muscular endurance, mainly in quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes, without causing excessive hypertrophy, ideal for those seeking a functional and slender physique like Nil's. Constant pedaling also improves blood circulation in the legs, reducing the risk of varicose veins and promoting more efficient muscle recovery. Nil incorporates cycling into his routine 5 to 6 times per week, usually for 40 to 60 minutes at moderate intensity, with occasional peaks of greater effort to stimulate the cardiovascular system. He advises starting with shorter routes, 20 to 30 minutes, and gradually increasing both duration and intensity. Remember that consistency outweighs intensity when it comes to cardiovascular exercises for longevity and health. Exercise number 3, hanging from the bar. Hanging from the bar is a surprisingly simple exercise that Nil Marino religiously incorporates into his morning routine. This seemingly basic movement offers extraordinary benefits, especially for those who, like him, seek to maintain mobility and joint health with advancing age. The main benefit of this exercise is the natural decompression of the spine. When we hang from the bar, gravity acts in reverse to what we are accustomed to during the day, allowing the intervertebral discs to recover space and absorb nutrients. For Nil, this simple daily act has been fundamental in preventing lower back pain common in his age group. Besides spinal decompression, hanging from the bar naturally strengthens grip and forearm muscles, often neglected in conventional routines. A study from the University of Queensland found that hand grip strength is one of the most reliable indicators of longevity and functional independence in advanced ages. To execute it correctly, simply hold a fixed bar with hands at shoulder width and completely relax the body, allowing the weight to naturally stretch the spine and shoulders. Nil recommends starting with short periods of 10 to 20 seconds, repeated 3 to 4 times, and gradually increasing to 30 to 60 seconds at a time. Exercise number 4, lower abdominal exercise. The lower abdominal exercise occupies a special place in Nil Marino's routine, complementing the work started with mountain climbers, but with specific focus on the lower portion of the abdomen, a particularly challenging area for men over 50 years old. Nil understands that this region requires directed attention to maintain not just appearance, but mainly the functionality and stability of the pelvis. What makes this exercise so effective is its ability to isolate the lower portion of the rectus abdominis, often underestimated in conventional training that favors the upper part. When executed correctly, the lower abdominal exercise not only sculpts that difficult region below the navel, but also strengthens the neurological connection with these deep muscles. To execute it properly, Nil lies on a bench or on the floor, holding something stable behind his head. With legs extended upward, he performs an upward movement of the pelvis, as if trying to take the hip toward the ribs. The secret is to keep the movement small and controlled, focusing on contracting the lower portion of the abdomen. A mistake many people make is using momentum or swinging the legs, transforming the exercise into a hip movement instead of a genuine abdominal contraction. Another common misconception is breathing incorrectly, holding the breath during the effort, when the ideal is to exhale during contraction. Exercise number 5, push-ups. Push-ups are a fundamental pillar in Nil Marino's routine, demonstrating that sometimes the most basic exercises are truly the most effective. This classic movement offers a complete upper body workout, simultaneously engaging chest, shoulders, triceps, and core, all using only body weight. What many people don't realize is the versatility of push-ups. Nil uses different variations to target specific portions of the chest, positioning the hands higher, with the body in a declined position. He emphasizes the upper chest. With hands lower and the body in an inclined position, he works the lower portion more intensely. To execute them correctly, Nil maintains some non-negotiable rules. Elbows close to the body to protect the shoulders, core always engaged to maintain a neutral spine, and complete movement, going down until the chest almost touches the floor and up until full extension of the arms without locking the elbows. A common mistake is compromising form in pursuit of more repetitions. Nil prefers to perform 8 to 10 perfect push-ups rather than 20 with inadequate technique. Another frequent misconception is neglecting proper scapular retraction, leaving the shoulders hanging, which can lead to injuries in the long term. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to science-based information is what will help you progress with long-term health in the world of bodybuilding. Exercise number 6, pull-ups. The pull-up represents for Nil Marino the definitive exercise for back development, even without adding external weights. In his view, few activities offer as many benefits as pulling your own body upward, using only the strength of your arms and back, a fundamental movement that has accompanied humanity since its beginnings. What makes pull-ups particularly effective is their multi-joint character, simultaneously engaging various muscle groups: latissimus dorsi, rhomboids, trapezius, biceps, forearms, and even the core that stabilizes the movement. For Nil, this exercise is essential not just for aesthetics, but mainly for posture and functionality in daily life. To execute it correctly, Nil adopts a grip slightly wider than the shoulders, starting with arms completely extended. From there, he pulls the body upward, bringing the chest toward the bar, keeping shoulders away from the ears and the core engaged. The movement is finished with a brief isometric contraction at the top, before returning in a controlled manner to the starting position. A common mistake is using momentum or breaking the spine to complete the movement, which significantly reduces muscle work and increases the risk of injuries. Another frequent misconception is not completing the full range of motion, both in descent and ascent. For beginners who still can't perform a complete repetition, Nil recommends using resistance bands to assist the movement. These bands can be attached to the bar and positioned under the feet or knees, offering progressive support that can be gradually reduced as strength increases. Exercise number 7, squats. The king of exercises could not be missing from Nil Marino's routine. The squat is, without a doubt, one of the most fundamental and transformative movements that a human can perform, working practically the entire body in a single functional gesture. Nil incorporates this exercise as a central element of his training, recognizing its impact not just on strength and aesthetics, but also on hormonal health and longevity. The squat is a powerful multi-joint exercise that stimulates the natural production of testosterone and growth hormone, a factor especially important for men over 60 years old who naturally experience decline in these anabolic hormones. Nil perfectly understands this connection, keeping this exercise as a priority even when many his age have already abandoned it. To execute it correctly, Nil adopts a posture with feet at shoulder width or slightly wider, keeping the chest raised and the core engaged. He bends his knees as if going to sit in a chair, descending until his thighs are parallel to the floor, before pushing himself up through the heels. A common mistake that Nil observes in many practitioners is allowing the knees to collapse inward during the movement, which drastically increases the risk of injuries. Another frequent misconception is transferring weight to the balls of the feet when it should remain distributed or slightly concentrated on the heels. Exercise number 8, planks. As it's no surprise to you, the world's most popular core exercise could not be missing from Nil Marino's routine. The plank is the foundation of a strong core and represents for him much more than a simple exercise. It's a daily test of mental discipline and body control that transcends the purely physical aspect of training. What makes the plank so effective is its ability to simultaneously engage various stabilizing muscles that are rarely worked in other exercises: transverse abdominis, obliques, rectus abdominis, spinal erectors, and even glutes and quadriceps to a lesser degree. For Nil, this complete engagement is essential to create a truly functional core. To execute it correctly, Nil positions himself supported on forearms and toes, keeping the body perfectly aligned from head to heels, like a rigid board. The secret is to actively engage all core muscles, glutes slightly contracted, and maintain controlled breathing throughout the exercise. A common mistake I see many people make is raising the hips or letting them drop below the body line, compromising alignment and drastically reducing the effectiveness of the exercise. Another frequent misconception is forgetting to properly engage the muscles, transforming the plank into a simple staying still without real benefit. Nil incorporates various types of planks in his routine. The traditional one supported on forearms, the high plank with extended arms, and lateral variations to work the obliques. He frequently alternates between these versions to ensure complete core development. Now that we know the fundamental exercises that keep Nil Marino in impressive shape at 62 years old, let's discover the daily habits that complement his physical training. Habit number 1, getting plenty of sun. Nil Marino makes a point of including adequate sun exposure in his daily routine, often combining it with his outdoor physical activities. This habit, which many consider secondary, is treated by him as a fundamental pillar of his health and vitality at 62 years old. And there are good scientific reasons for this. Regular sun exposure is essential for the production of vitamin D, a nutrient that actually functions as a hormone in the human body. Recent studies from Harvard University show that adequate levels of vitamin D are directly linked to muscle health, bone density, and even cognitive function, all aspects that Nil maintains at impressive levels for his age. What many people don't understand is how we are evolutionarily programmed to receive direct sunlight. Our ancestors spent most of the day outdoors, and our circadian rhythm, the internal biological clock that regulates sleep, mood, metabolism, and hormonal levels, critically depends on exposure to natural light to function properly. To implement this habit properly, Nil seeks 20 to 30 minutes of direct sun exposure in the early morning hours, when UVB rays are present but less intense. He consciously avoids using sunscreen during this specific period to maximize vitamin D synthesis, but applies adequate protection for longer exposures or during peak hours. Habit number 2, quality sleep. For Nil Marino, sleep is not simply a period of rest, but a powerful tool for recovery and optimization that he meticulously cultivates. Although he maintains the recommended pattern of 8 hours per night, Nil constantly emphasizes that quality significantly outweighs quantity when it comes to restorative sleep. What makes Neil's approach so effective is his understanding of sleep as a holistic process that begins long before lying down. He implements a rigorous pre-sleep ritual that includes the progressive elimination of blue light emitted by screens at least 90 minutes before sleeping. This practice preserves the natural production of melatonin, the hormone that signals to the body the time to initiate deep sleep. A frequently neglected aspect that Neil rigorously respects is nighttime eating. He avoids heavy meals in the 3 hours preceding sleep, preferring when necessary small snacks rich in tryptophan, an amino acid precursor to serotonin and melatonin. Similarly, he limits fluid intake in the final hours of the day to minimize sleep interruptions for bathroom trips. A common mistake that Neil observes in many people is inconsistency in sleep and wake times. He maintains an almost inflexible routine, lying down and getting up at the same times every day, including weekends. This regularity strengthens the natural circadian rhythm, allowing the body to anticipate and properly prepare for sleep and wake cycles. Habit number 3, drinking plenty of water. For Neil Marino, adequate hydration is not just a complement to his routine, but the fundamental base upon which all other healthy habits are built. Water is the medium through which all life chemistry occurs, he frequently states, recognizing the central role that hydration plays in every physiological process. In his intensely active daily routine, Neil consistently consumes between 3 to 4 liters of water, strategically distributed throughout the day. He starts his morning with a large glass of room temperature water, frequently adding a pinch of unrefined sea salt to improve absorption and replenish electrolytes lost during the nighttime fasting period. What makes Neil's approach particularly effective is his understanding that hydration goes beyond simple quantity. He prioritizes water quality, using filtration systems to remove contaminants, and avoids drinking large volumes during meals, which could dilute digestive juices and compromise nutrient absorption. A common mistake that Neil observes in many people is waiting to feel thirst before drinking water. Studies from the University of Florida have demonstrated that thirst is already a sign of mild to moderate dehydration, which can compromise physical and cognitive performance by up to 20%. Instead, Neil always keeps a water bottle in sight and establishes regular times for hydration. For athletes and physically active people like him, dehydration of just 2% of body weight can significantly reduce strength, endurance, and recovery time. Even more impressive, adequate hydration has been shown to improve post-workout protein synthesis by up to 15%, maximizing gains from each exercise session. Neil also highlights how adequate hydration contributes to skin health, an aspect frequently noted by people who know him. People spend fortunes on anti-aging creams, when one of the best treatments is literally coming out of the tap, he jokes, referring to the impact of hydration on skin elasticity and luminosity. As we have seen, Neil Marino's impressive physical form at 62 years old is not the result of exceptional genetics or miraculous interventions, but rather fundamental principles applied with extraordinary consistency over time. His exercises favor functional movements that strengthen the body in an integrated way, while his daily habits create the ideal environment for recovery and longevity. If you enjoyed this and want to continue aging with health, we now leave a video appearing on screen showing 6 isometric postures that you will regret ignoring in 10 years. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching this far, and may God bless you, my friend.